Hello guys, today's video is going to be about a noisy heater valve. If you have a automatic climate control system, you definitely would have this heater valve that has two solenoids on top, and over time this become quite noisy and quite disturbing. Basically, you hear this cycling sound all the time. Today I'll show what I've done and kind of helped me. It might help you to quiet down the noise. So first, to start with, your heater valve is located on the right hand side of the car. It's right here. Now you'll see that the heater valve is connected, has two hoses in the back and one hose in the front. So your hot water goes through your heater core, comes out, goes into the valve, comes through the bottom of the two solenoids and exits through this hose, and this hose goes down to your water circulation pump. Okay, and if you can see, removing this valve is quite easy. So all you need to do, just loosen the two clamps in the back that's connected to two hoses over here. Also loosen the clamp in the front over here, and then remove the two nuts. You'll see them on this side. There's the nuts over here. You loosen them up, and then you gently pull the valve out and remove it. Okay, disassembly on this valve is fairly simple. All you need is going to be a T10 screwdriver, and we need to remove these 5 screws holding the solenoids. Okay, so the 5 screws are out. Now gently, you can just pry. You can use a small screwdriver and put it in and just pry these solenoids all gently, holding it up. You want to pull them. Okay, so those are your solenoids. You want to set it aside, and inside you're going to have this plunger shaft. Careful, because it has a spring, so you want to put the spring back. Same with this side, the plunger and the spring goes here. Now you want to pull this plate off. Okay, so this plate comes off. And inside you're gonna have 2 poppets, I guess they call them. And that's pretty much for the disassembly on the valve. These are the main pieces. The reason why I've done that, because I removed the the valve that I have and replaced it with the one I got from a junkyard, but the sound was even worse. So I took apart the original valve, and I've done this totally counterintuitive thing where I took the spring over here and I've extended it about this much, and I put it back. Okay, so same I've done with the other one. Not a lot, just a little. And I've assembled everything back, and it seems that my valve is much quieter than it was. You can still hear it, but it's much quieter. Okay, so now how does the heater valve works? Let's look at the schematic. So the heater valve, or otherwise some people call it a dual valve, is located right here. So you can see this line brings cold water from the engine, goes on the bottom of the heater, and then goes up, and then the return line comes from the top of the heater and goes into the heater valve, and then exits into one line. Okay, so looking at the heater valve, you can see there's the two lines, and those are the lines that the return lines from the heater, and this is the line that goes back after the exiting the valve. So how does the valve work? It's pretty much just on-off valve. What it does, if you look at a simple solenoid, so you have this poppet valve that sits inside the valve like that, and this plunger sits on top of it, and this plunger is inside the solenoid coil. So when the solenoid is energized, it's basically, it pushes down and it closes the port, and when you want to let the hot water go, the solenoid disenergize and lets the poppet under the pressure of the water to come up, and that opens up the port, and the hot water can travel through the valve and back to the engine. So that's just a simple explanation. Now to mention that this solenoids, they're just on off, and that sound that you're hearing as of kind of a goes thump thump, that's what you're hearing when the solenoid get energized. Basically energizing and de-energizing the solenoid creates this sound.